Hello everybody, it's Peter the Rock on a very, I don't know, wet, cloudy, showery, generally miserable day, but I quite like it because I don't think there are going to be any more showers soon. It's Saturday, the 4th of November, and I'm on Warhol Road, which I've been on a few times in the past, standing above the Grand Union Canal. You see quite a few boats are moored up around here, which is nice, and this road is going to be, I'm going to say dominated, but at least there'll be a new feature, which will be the railway up to Birmingham, known as HS2. Now, Jeff Marshall has commented on it, and he thinks it ought to be called HC2, because the point is not to get to Birmingham 10 minutes later, quicker, but it's a capacity situation, high capacity too, and I tend to agree, but there you go. But what's interesting to me is that up ahead there looks like a sort of horizontal crane structure. Now I don't know what that is. I'm sure we'll find out in the next minute or two, but it rather looks a bit like the bridge laying machine Dominique, which is also red girders. So I'm wondering if a bit more bridge has been laid since my last video from this part of the world. Some people who know this area will recognise this pub, which is called now the River Garden, completely inappropriately because it's next to a canal, but let that not stop it. It's the fourth name of this pub in the last, I don't know, decade or two. It used to be the Halfway House, then it became for a long time the Horse and Barge. There goes a 331. And you can book your Christmas celebrations now. And it's got fresh wood and fired pizza. What did pizza do to get fired? I rather like the little sort of lamp there. Obviously an original feature. So River Garden. They don't do real ale, if anyone's interested, because I have popped in for research purposes, of course, for a drink, and Guinness seemed to be the only thing that was suitable for what here we go, the River Garden happy hour, 2 for £14 on selected cocktails. Now, I don't know about you viewers, but I've never really understood the cocktail situation, but some people like them, like cocktail hours. There seem to be so many thousands of different versions. It's confusing. I think I'd rather stick to a simple beer or a simple wine, because I'm a simple chap. I went to a wedding in New York once with a mate, and he was the best man, so he gave a speech. And he said about the bridegroom, he said, my friendship with the bridegroom is pure and simple. I'm pure and he's simple. They've got to laugh, which I suppose is obligatory at weddings. But anyway, how are you, Ron? You still around? Sure you are. Now the trouble is, of course, this happens to all great videographers. I didn't appreciate that the sun was going to be directly ahead, so I'm going to try not to point the camera at the sun. Please excuse me if I'm pointing it at the road a little bit, or at the side of the road. It's getting quite exciting now because we're getting near to the real action, and yes, I can confirm that this red structure is Dominique. Spelt the French way. I don't know if it's a French structure, Why not? You know, who cares where it came from or was built? Site access authorised vehicles only. But Dominique is the bridge laying machine. And for seemingly several weeks or a month or two, it hasn't moved. But this little bit of bridge over the road, Moorhall Road, south of Harefield, was constructed. Oh wow, there's a lot more produced now. I get the feeling that I have seen a video with Dominique working, but I expect you can find it if you want to.
Wait,
But here we are, not working today. Rain stopped play. But we have a lot more of the HS2 viaduct visible. Straight ahead is the first bit over this road, but up to the right and to the left, well, up to the right there's a lot more viaduct, which is rather nice. It sort of sweeps is a good word, sweeps away up to the exciting part of the Midlands, maybe Birmingham, where thrilled passengers eventually will be going at a great speed on the high speed 2. And in fact, as you can see, it does seem to curve slightly to the right. Well, the whole of this viaduct is on a curve at this point in the Colne Valley, where it turns from north-south, if you're coming from the north, to east-west. So Dominique has done a lot. Very impressive piece of kit, and I bet watching it in action is quite something. They do work apparently all hours of the day and night. It's rather nice. I like the way it curves round slightly to the north in that direction. But you can find videos on the internet and watch how Dominique actually lays bits of bridge or viaduct. Somebody said it's the longest in Britain, or will be, onto the piers. Now, just one final look at my favourite item, which is the 5 cranes. The 5 cranes of Harefield. These aren't birds. Oh, look at that! Look at that pier. Isn't that great? I shall now use my newfound expertise at looking through wires to look at that pier. And there's a foreboding black sky behind it. But this is more interesting. The 5 cranes, sorry, which curve round. You can't really see it here. Curve round towards the east, where the railway will go on quite a bit before diving under places like West Ruislip. But if you look at a close-up of one of these piers, they still have a lot of scaffolding, a lot of construction going on, but not today. So it's all very interesting, watching how things evolve, and fairly unique. You know, I think there are quite a few videographers out there detailing, documenting the emergence of this HS2 viaduct. I'm one of them, and the difference with mine is it's all in one take, no editing, and I just say what I see like that. So there we are. It's the closest I've ever been to Dominique. She looks a little bit insubstantial, but it does lug great lumps of concrete into place. I've seen it on the internet. and I don't know where it goes next. I presume it'll just go past the end of this bit and start sticking bits of viaduct down that way. So it's Peter the Rock reporting. It's Saturday, as I say. Thanks very much for watching. Sign and subscribe if you like this kind of amateur appraisal. Cheers.